Om Shuklam Baradharam Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavadanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. Harihi Om. Welcome to our Vishnu Sahasranama. We are now going to see the fourth stanza today, beginning the fourth stanza from the 25th name in the whole series of names of the 1,000 names. So we can chant that together. Sarva Sharva Shivastanur Bhutadir Nidiravyayah Sambhavo Bhavano Bharta Prabhavav Prabhurishvaraha. So the 25th name in the series of names is Sarvaha. Sarvaha literally means the one who is the all. He is the origin of all. He is the all. Veda Vyasa says, as he is the origin and end of all, he is the origin and end of everything existent and non-existent. Non-existent means we have to understand that things that are manifest and unmanifest. He is the cause for the birth and for the dissolution of everything. We see this idea in the Upanishads as well. Throughout the Upanishads, this idea of Sarvam, Sarvam Kalvidam Brahma, very important saying that comes in the Upanishad. All that is here is consciousness, pure, limitless truth, which is called Brahman. Ishavasyam idam sarvam. Also another saying in the Upanishad that everything here, Vasyam, is covered by Ishvara, that one Lord himself. Another meaning that is given for this word sarvam is sarvasya sarvada jnanat, which means that all knowledge, Lord Vishnu is in the form of all knowledge. He's in the form of everything. At all times, at all places, he cognizes everything. He is called Sarva. Maya Shakti, we know this Shakti of Maya, which is the power, is in the hands of the powerful. He is the magician behind all the magic that we see in this universe. He knows all the tricks. The idea in this word also that he is Adhyaksha. As all knowledge, he is Adhyaksha, Pratyakshe, Adhikrite, Adhyakshaha, which means he exercises, he presides over this whole universe. He exercises supervision over this entire universe. He presides over this universe as Lord, Master, Controller, Ruler of everything and all beings. The unmanifest and manifest are the Lord alone, this idea, Sarvam. This different names, universe of different names and forms, as well as the undifferentiated universe, the universe that resolves, that is still Sarvam, included within Sarvam. So knowledge, what is being said is that knowledge is manifest as a tree, but unmanifest, it is still knowledge, but it is unmanifest knowledge as the seed. Within the seed, there's unmanifest knowledge. When it grows into a tree, it is manifest knowledge. That is why this word Sarvam includes everything for the Lord. The vast ocean is also Sarva. The waves rise and resolve in the ocean, and both are non-separate from water. Sarvaha, encompassing everything, all. The next name in the series, the 26th name, is Sharvaha. So we have to be careful here. The first name is Sarva, Dantya Sakara, that is the dental Sa. This is the palatal Shakara, Sharvaha. Sharvaha means the dissolver. Actually, literally means destroyer, but nothing is destroyed. Sharvaha is a name for Shiva, actually. So by showing that Vishnu is Shiva, what is that we understand? There is no difference between Vishnu and Shiva. It is the one Lord, actually. There's Shiva, it's in the form of Shiva. He represents this, in particular meaning for this word, he represents the earth. The earth should not be made unclean or impure. And he has ability to create trouble on the earth if this law, this rule is violated by the people residing on the earth. So we have to make all efforts to keep everything ecologically. We have to be ecologically friendly, environmentally friendly, because Shiva, in the form of Sharva, has the ability to dissolve everything as well. He withdraws everything into himself. and causes everything to be withdrawn at the time of dissolution, again, from the manifest this time to the unmanifest. This, we have to understand this. Samharati, samharayati va. He is the one who withdraws everything into himself. And nothing is destroyed. Why? Like the law of conservation, matter and energy are always interchangeable. So energy can neither be created nor destroyed. It can only be transformed or transferred from one form to the other. And he, as Sharvaha, is this law of conservation. We can understand him in this form. Lord Vishnu, Sharvaha. The next name also is literally Shivaha. He is literally being called Shivaha. Shivaha is most auspicious, the most good. Something auspicious is always something pure, something shuddha, not tainted. We have to understand by the three gunas. What are the three gunas? Sattva, Rajas, Tamas. There is no taint of the three gunas in Shivaha. Lord Vishnu is Shivaha. He is, at the same time, he is the wielder of the three gunas. He uses the three gunas to preserve this world, to sustain the world. He is the Lord of the three gunas. He's the master. And Lord Vishnu is praised by such a name as Shiva here in this Vishnu Sahasranama. The name Shiva is also used in Shiva Sahasranama, the 1,000 names for Lord Shiva. So again, indicating Abheda, the non-difference between the two. It's very important to understand that, because people like to always differentiate. No, Vishnu is the highest God. Shiva is the highest God. Here, the actual Vishnu Sahasranama itself is calling Lord Vishnu as Shiva, which means they are one and the same. And even in our Narayana Upanishad, we see this idea. Sa Brahma Sa Shiva. He is Brahma, he is Shiva, he is the Trimurti. He is all the forms. Shiva also has a very beautiful meaning. From the Linga Purana, it has a very beautiful meaning. It is, Shiva is to the universe what clay and the potter are to the pot, which is that he represents the Upadana Karana, the material cause for this universe, and the Nimitta Karana, the intelligent cause for this universe as well. And such a being manifests in 5 different forms. He who is the soul, the very nature of the universe is known as Ishana. Ishana, Shiva as Ishana. The material world, as the material world, he is known as Tat Purusha. These are the 5 aspects of the name Shiva. There are 5 aspects for the name Shiva. As the material world, he is Tat Purusha. With as a buddhi, with the intellect, with its 8 components, he is known as Aghora. Aghora is the 3rd facet for the name Shiva. And the 4th facet is Vamadeva. We know this. As Vamadeva, he pervades the whole universe in the form of Ahankara, the form of the egoic self. Vamadeva pervades this whole universe. And the 5th facet of this word Shiva, 5th facet of Shiva is the Manastattva, the mind, which is called Sadyojata. So that is why, Shiva has, we say these 5 facets of the word Shiva as well. And this Shiva, this meaning of the word Shiva is what Lord Vishnu represents. Lord Vishnu and Shiva, again, are equated as one and the same. The 28th name in the series is Stanuhu. Stanuhu is a very beautiful name, referring to the formless aspect of Lord Vishnu. It means the immovable, the changeless one. He is the stable one. He is the fixed one. There is no change or movement in this Lord. Because he is all-pervasive, how can there be movement for the all-pervasive? There cannot. And he is the Stanu. As Stanuhu, he is the only constant in everybody's life. Everything in life comes and goes. Everything. Only Stanuhu is the one constant. The word describes that. It is his formless aspect because of which everything takes place. He is the basis, the stability, the security in our life. Bhagavan, worshipping Bhagavan as Stanuhu will also give one that security and stability that one seeks. His opinion of you will never shift, never wane, never change, not like people's moods. People's moods of us, that keep shifting, changing all the time. But his his validity of each jiva is constant. It is tanuhu, unchanging. So again, this word shows that then there is a non-momentary entity, non-moving entity that accommodates all the momentary, that accommodates all the movable entities. So we see this also in the Bhagavad Gita, in the second chapter, 64th verse, this idea Bhagavan brings there, Nitya Sarvagatastanuhu Achaloyam Sanatanaha. Bhagavan Krishna, as Krishna also, he brings in this word stanuhu in the Gita. Very beautiful word, very appropriate word to cling to Bhagavan, who is the non-changing one. The 29th word in 29th name of Lord Vishnu is Bhutadi. Bhutadihi. Bhutadihi means source of all beings. He is the first cause. He is the causeless cause. There is no cause more, beyond him. He is the causeless cause. He is the mother of all mothers. He is the father of all fathers. Adi means the beginning. So there's no cause beyond the beginning because he is the cause, the only cause that was there for all the effects to come into place. The cause always is there before all the effects. This universe is only a universe of effects. The cause existed before all the effects. The cause will continue to exist after the effects. So Bhutanam Adihi means the cause of all beings, even the elements. In fact, Bhuta has another meaning. Pancha Mahabhutaha means the 5 great elements. So Bhuta also means he's the one who brings the elements and the elementals into being first. The elements and elementals are needed to create this universe. So this material for the universe is brought forth by the Lord. And with this word, he is again using the Sanskrit, Vivarta Upadana Karana, which means he is the cause that undergoes no change to become the effect. Generally, we see causes undergoing change to become effects. We see like causes undergoing change, like milk changing into curd. Milk undergoes an effect, a change to become the effect as curd. So here, Bhagavan is not like milk transforming to curd. There is no change here. He doesn't change. There's no transformation. He doesn't lose his intrinsic nature to become something else when this Jagat comes into being. He is this very Jagat. His form is not lost. He pervades this entire Jagat in his intrinsic nature. It is like gold being transformed to a ring. Ring is just name and form, but the ring is nothing but gold. Ring is gold. There's no transformation. The intrinsic nature of gold is not lost to make the golden ring, right? So the same way he is changeless. He is the Bhutadi. He is the causeless cause. And 30th name of Bhagavan, Nidhiravyayaha. Sometimes this word is taken as 2 names, but we will understand it as 1 name. Nidhiravyayaha means the indestructible, again, indestructible, the changeless treasure house. He is the one who holds all the treasure. So Nidhi here, Nidhi is 1 word, it's qualified by Avyayaha. He is the unchangeable resting place, the treasure house for everything in this universe. So Bhagavan is Nidhihi because Pralaya Kale Asmin Sarvam Nidhiyate iti Nidhihi. At the time of dissolution of this universe, the entire world with all the precious things, creation, everything, at the time of dissolution, he withdraws into himself. Like when he breathes in, just 1 breath he has to take, he withdraws the entire universe into himself. He preserves everything within himself. The unmanifest, again, the idea is the unmanifest becomes manifest, and the manifest again becomes unmanifest. Nothing is lost, nothing is destroyed, and everything rests in this Nidhiravyayaha, this changeless treasure house of Lord Vishnu. So with that, we finish our 30th name of Lord Vishnu, and we will see the second part of the 4th stanza in our next video. Hari Om. Namaste.